Yo, what is good? My anime people, what is good, yo? Guys, Black Clover is back and doing funny stuff, but above all else, it's just actually giving us content instead of recapping everything that we've already seen, so at least that's nice to see. But with this week's episode, it definitely is something that was self contained after all the time they have been gone and all the time we have missed to get some Black Clover action. Um, I don't know what people really expect from Black Clover when not only is it a new show, in the case of just like it came out what last year or yeah, it like came out a year ago almost, and people treat it now like it's supposed to be living up to this huge standard, which I kind of like. Like people don't understand that once you start holding people accountable for something, in the case of like this show being amazing and having every single thing you want in it, all of a sudden the show starts to get, a little bit of flack just because certain things don't happen the way people expected it or the way that people saw things turning out to be. So at the end of the day, Black Clover is becoming more or less a bigger hit than I expected initially at the beginning. But because it is where it is right now, I'm not surprised that a lot of people are doubting it being like a top one of the big three or whatever and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is if you enjoy Black Clover and if you can watch it and, get some hype out of it, get some actual, character development, get some enjoyment out of anything really, it's just there. It's supposed to be there for people to like it and enjoy it. But now it's getting brought into a bigger discussion of just what's wrong with it, how can it be the best anime, how could it, be the anime of the year, and I don't even think it was nominated by Crunchyroll to be the anime of the year, right? Um, that's just how little, I guess, the voting over there happened. So it's these types of things that keep me interested in the community of Black Clover because oh, I messed up. A lot of people have already doubted it, dropped it, whatever the case may be, but in my personal opinion, the show is amazing and it's in a great spot because I hate to do the comparison, but there's one show that this kind of reminds me of with the way it's going anime wise, and then it doesn't remind me of it at the same time, and that's Bleach. Only because with Bleach, it went into uh, a lot of weird fillers, right? And I feel like fillers were just done in the worst way humanly possible in Bleach. I think the fillers where it's like Aladdin, Halloween, maybe I don't think Christmas was that bad, but just those ones in general were very, very bad. Like they did those right in the middle of like Aizen evading and stuff. But with this show and how anime has adapted around making filler, it feels like they definitely hit a Bleach moment with the whole. I forget what it was because it was so bad. Um, but it was just like 4th of July or something like that, right? Like it was just something so off of the Black Clover topic in the case of what was actually going on throughout the whole story that it hurt to watch. I heard someone actually drop the dub because that episode happened and they didn't get back into Black Clover until Julius showed back up. So when I see episodes like this, it scares me because not a lot of people are going to care to just see these beasts running around outside, attacking and licking our characters. But at the same time, there's this weird notion that I feel like could come at any time where Asta, Luck, Magma, all these characters that we've been watching can have moments to, confirm certain things that we may not have known. Like, for instance, Luck straight up was taken over by an elf. How much of that power did he retain? How much of that power can he just use now off rip? And from what we see, while Luck was in that form, Magma got some ridiculous power up during just fighting and getting in a situation where it was life or death against someone that clearly probably had so much more magic power reserves that he had to, pretty much defend against that the whole time. There's no offense against someone that can never stop their uh, offense. If someone can just continuously do offense on you, you can try to do offense and attack the attacks. But what are you mainly doing? You're on defense, and I think that's where Magma uh, grew the most. Is just defending himself against ridiculously broken people, and that made him capable of even making Luck run out of mana or at least gets ridiculously tired to just kind of prove the point that they have gone um, quite far in powering up. And then, it's even stated that he wants to get, if Luck gets 10 times stronger, he'll get 10 times stronger, like, that's just what I expect from Rivals, and that's what the show does so well. Rivals are one of the better things the show has done. Sure, Yami and Vicious don't seem like that much of rivals, but when all of a sudden they put that out there and they actually tell us, the history between them and stuff, that's when you start getting this understanding of a bigger picture of how long people know each other, how long people continue to try to push each other and surpass one another. It's those cool things. Why did that not connect? Jump Force, talk to me. Um, those are the types of things that really get me interested in the overall story, but not only that, just where can it go? What are they trying to do? But with this week's episode, I was really hoping the Black Bulls hideout uh, stayed the same, man. That they just changed it to. That would have been such a sick change. um, just to have them in this ridiculously hype looking place, but the only bad thing was the room sharing. I wouldn't have been down for that either. Being in one room with I mean, Vanessa and all the ladies, I'm down for that, but being in the same room with Luck, that means you're waking up to a fight every morning, man. He's just gonna be there putting hands on you. And then not to mention the fact that if you end up accidentally touching a Marie picture from Mr. Bloody Nose, you'll end up getting slapped by him too. So there's a lot of things I would like to avoid in that room, and I would not want to sleep in it, including Mr. Traps, who would probably set traps on all of their beds if he ever got angry. No, I'm good. But it was so good seeing Black Clover again. Just be itself, have some fun with it. Yami's story with his beast has actually kind of came out, and why they even exist in the Black Bulls hideout in the first place, which was cool just to see how they built up their bond or why their bond even existed with him seeing some beast getting taken out by some royals and him just pretty much picking the kids or trying to tell the kids it's gonna be okay, the little pups and stuff, and they wound up attaching themselves to him very quickly, so it was pretty cool. But with all that being said, I am definitely looking forward to hearing what you guys are thinking about all this. Black Clover is about to get into their devil investigation. They just needed to fix up the hideout this week and get to relax. So I know some people are probably gonna be mad about that. That this was just a relaxation episode, even though no one really got to relax seeing how the Beast were the main focus. So we'll see how all this turns out. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Black Clover as a whole, like as a series as a whole. Like, not a lot of shows can do this, where they drop episode after episode after episode, unless you're Dragon Ball, One Piece, like, there's usually huge breaks in between, and Black Clover is saying, breaks? We don't need that, and that's what we're getting. So, with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I'm your boy, the Anime G, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.